Hello my friends, this is Splish. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm asking the question, how is Outriders doing in 2022? You see, I have this series on my channel where I go back to games that I played before, but also sometimes games that I have been curious to actually check out and play, but there hasn't been time or other reasons for not doing so. But I did play the demo before the release on April 1st last year, 2021. And I kind of liked certain things in the game, and I did kind of put it on my wish list. I waited for the release to come, and it did, and the reviews were, well, they were mixed, as they are also on Steam, even though lately it's been mostly positive. And I think that has to do with things that have been added lately into the game. I'm thinking about new content such as the World Slayer that is out right now. I have not played that yet. I haven't tried it, but I will definitely, because I have played more than I thought I would do for this video, which is of course a kind of a good sign. And I think it has to do with the fact that this game, compared to Destiny 2, for example, that is, as you know, it's been free to play for quite some time. If you try Outriders, it's definitely gonna be easier compared to Destiny 2 to learn the basics of the game and also understand how to, for example, apply a mod or you know, sell your weapon or things like that. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but I think that has to be mentioned in here. Also, with the game itself, when it comes to performance, and this is now getting into, I guess, the negative side of things, and one of the things that I've been thinking about, and it hit me in the face a bit when I started to play the demo again, the prologue, as I did 1 year ago. And I'm playing this game through Xbox Game Pass on the Xbox launcher, and I'm not sure if it's because of that, because I had some lag. It actually crashed once, and sometimes during the cutscenes, the dialogues between some of the Outriders or other characters here, the audio disappears. It comes back later, but it disappears and comes back. Let me know if you've had these kind of problems. It feels and looks pretty bad, to be honest, for a game that is out there and it's been out there for 1 year. But once again, I can't really say if it's the actual game only or if it has to do with the fact that I'm not playing it through Steam but through the Xbox Game Pass launcher. Now, another thing that has to be said is if you play co-op, because this game is multiplayer co-op, it also has full controller support if you wish to play with a controller on PC. I think it plays really well with keyboard and mouse, so I am not bothered when it comes to that. It's also cross-platform, which is of course good. There is a difficulty system, you might call it, that is called World Tier in this game, and it goes from 1 to 6. And I do believe that I am at World Tier 5, and I haven't been co-oping yet. So if you're an experienced gamer, FPS gamer, you can definitely do well playing solo. I would almost say too well. It's not that hard. I didn't have so much difficulties with none of the bosses, because as mentioned, it's a loot shooter, and when you play you get also better weapons and gear, and you get to know the game better and so forth. So maybe that could be a thing to actually make it possible to play at an even higher difficulty level. I had the same kind of feeling, and I know others have been talking about that when playing, for example, the storyline or campaigns in Destiny 2. But difficulty levels aside and everything, I have been playing, as mentioned, more than I thought I would, and it kind of indicates again that the game can definitely be quite addictive to a certain degree. Sure, this is not the best gunplay or gameplay I've had experienced. Maybe then you should go and play other games such as mentioned Destiny 2 or in Warframe for that sake. Those games are actually free to play, so maybe at the end of the day there are better choices. But if you have those $40 once again, and or even better, do like me, pay $10 a month, or at least for 1 or 2 months, and play this game on the Xbox Game Pass launcher, then it might be a better option. Would I pay this for this game? I don't think so. I probably wouldn't have played this at all if I wouldn't have Xbox Game Pass right now. But I'm happy that I have and that I did, and that's why I'm also doing this video. But we're also going to take a small look into what's actually happening when it comes to player base, because once again, it's possible to play this game up to 3 players in co-op. And I am definitely going to try that as well, because, you know, shared joy is more joy, I guess. But then we also have to talk about how many people that are actually playing the game right now. And it's always interesting, for example, when you go into Steam charts and check that out, because as you can see here, the game had quite a dip after it was released in April 2021. It had an average player count of 46,000. And then like May, it was down to 9,000, June 3,000. But it's been even worse. In the start of February, for example, in 2022, it was down to 900, and March 500 and so forth. But then in June, and also from May into June 2022, and the last 30 days, it's been going up. As you can see, it's had quite a gain. And once again, I strongly believe that it has to do with this new content. Let me know, guys out there, if you have been playing or are playing this game, if you agree there, if it has to do with the new content coming in. It also once again shows how important it is from the developer side of things to have a plan, new content to put out there so it keeps the player base engaged. Because I think you can look upon it like 2 ways, especially from a developer side of things. Once again, I kind of like to take that kind of perspective, I guess. One thing is to actually keep the player base that are already engaged in the game to continue to play the game. And of course you want to increase the numbers, you want to move forward and even gain more followers and more people buying and playing the game. But in order to do so, you need to take care of the game, not only maintenance and make the game as good as it can be, new updates, new patches, and also once again addressing these experiences I've had, even though I'm not really sure if it was the game itself or it has to do with me playing it on the Xbox launcher. But even so, it's super important in a shooter like this, and of course also when it comes to the connection between players. I've heard people saying that one of the flaws in this game definitely is the fact that it's peer-to-peer when it comes to playing with other players, the co-op aspect of the game, because dedicated servers is always the best option, no doubt. And I think in 2022, and quite a new game, 2021 it was released, it should definitely be there, because you and your friends actually act as the server when connecting together, and this can definitely cause performance issues. So the multiplayer component is peer-to-peer with a relay server for most connections, as I've been reading. And this direct tunneling is enabled for certain platforms where a better ping can be achieved by avoiding the relay. Okay, but I know people have been affected also when it comes to actually experience internet connection error and login issues. I got that as well the other day. So it means also the game developers discovered this desynchronization between PC and console code. So it has resulted in a back-end mismatch, which causes players to be kicked out of a multiplayer game that includes both console and PC players regarding this cross-platform aspect. So I would definitely say that this has been holding back Outriders when it comes to the whole idea of playing co-op, and it's of course really bad for the game. And as mentioned before, feel free to fill in here what kind of experiences you have, both good and bad. I like to get those kind of comments. It's interesting to discuss gaming, isn't it? And I always try to answer all comments in the comment section. But despite these problems mentioned in the video, the game has been doing pretty well, at least when we look into the player base. People have been getting back to the game, or even getting new people coming into the game playing. And hopefully this trend will continue, because it's really sad. And I've been doing a lot of those videos going into games that I played before and see that they aren't really doing that well. In Outriders' case, it's like a bit of revenge, I guess, getting back players into the game, adding new content. But of course, one of the core functionalities doesn't seem to have been addressed, if I put it like that. I can understand that the whole idea right here is built on this peer-to-peer system, so I guess that's how it's going to be. Me, myself, I can recommend Outriders to a certain degree. Again, it depends on if you have the extra money. I would once again do the same as I have been doing, checking out games like this, for example, by either buying it on a Steam sale or similar, or actually paying these $10 a month to try out games such as Outriders, for example, by using the Xbox Game Pass. With that said, my friends, I'm looking forward to hear from you. And if you're new to my channel and if you like FPS gaming, both when it comes to old games, new games, indie games, and also sometimes, well, AAA titles, then make sure to subscribe, and we'll talk soon again. Make sure also to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out when I post a new video. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. See you next time. Game on later.